Hey, we're here for it. 5 plays. Let's get started. Let's look at plays. Stick around. Greetings. Welcome back. 5 Play Friday. We're looking at all the things, analyzing game video. We're looking at plays. Let's look today at our very first play. You make the call play. Easy peasy play, man. Come on. Everybody's going to get this one, right? Let's take a look. Play number 1. Jump ball play, apparently ruled legal by our crew. Is that what you have on this play? Put your ruling down in the comments and stick around to the end of the video because you know, we're going to look at all the things on play number 1. All right, next play. Oh no, ref, what'd you do? Right? We have erred on this play. This is an obvious traveling violation. A player may not jump with the basketball, lift a pivot foot, and then begin a dribble when the player throws the ball to the floor, right? We can see that obviously our center official is out of position. I'm assuming this is a 3-person game and we don't have 2 officials here like this. Our center official's out of position, but anybody can get this obvious traveling violation from any point on the floor. Just a quick review. A player may not lift their pivot foot and bounce the ball to the floor and catch it. That's a dribble by rule. And that's an obvious violation and one that we can get from anywhere on the court. Any of the 3 officials can get this play in the middle of the lane. You could say, well, that's my partner's primary. Come on, man. Come on. Obvious violations we can get from anywhere on the court.
Adams with the ball, and McNaughton is going to be called with a foul. It'll be his 3rd personal foul. It's going to send Adams to the line to shoot.
All right, hard foul called by our lead official, doubled by the center. What do we have on this play? What are all of the things? Okay, we could talk about the rotation, the pace of the rotation, etc., the positioning of the lead official on the play. But in the end, fantastic work by our lead official who recognizes that this is a foul that's going to lead to an interaction between these players and makes a quick move in. That is the highlight of this play. Being aware in our game is critical. Prevent further escalation of this obvious foul. Fantastic. Fantastic. What kind of foul do we have here? Common, intentional, flagrant. What are the variables that we see on the play? In my judgment, this is a flagrant foul. This contact to the head and neck, and in the end, ultimately tugging at the neck of the player, possibly language after the fact. I mean, yeah. So this would be a play that we're going to, when we see these plays, we need to have, what do you have on this play? What do you have, right? We need to have an opinion based on what we see so that as a crew, we can come together in this situation, and we're going to talk about an upgrade on this foul. We've got our lead official shows no, doesn't worry about that. It's like we've got a fire to put out, and that's a critical component in the equation. But we have an opinion on the play. We have a ruling on the play. In my judgment, that was just a hard foul, man. Shooting, 2 shots. No. In my judgment, that was an intentional foul for excessive contact. In my opinion, that was a flagrant personal foul for a contact that was violent or savage in nature, right? I have an opinion about the play. If my center official, you're going to put a whistle on that play, have an opinion, right? Come together, and we're going to talk about the upgrade in this situation. Our lead is going to have a ruling, and we may need to talk about upgrade further, etc., right? So a great example of a play where there's a hard foul, right? Make your judgment. In my judgment, this is a flagrant action on this play. You're going to make the judgments in your game based on all the criteria that you have, the temperature of the game, etc., things that have happened previously. But have an opinion about these plays when you see them, so that you can contribute, if needed, in the crew. Can't we all just get along? All right, another play with hard foul and subsequent action. The key thing about adjudicating a play like this is if we absolutely need to know how to adjudicate this play. This is a layered play. Something happens, then something else happens. Do those two things go together? Right? We have, in this instance, we have a foul during live ball, and then we have a foul during dead ball, right? So these can't go together, right? We need to make a judgment about the first foul on the play. What kind of foul is it? Is it a common foul? Is it an intentional foul? Is it a flagrant foul? During the dead ball, when the player turns and throws the ball in the face of their opponent, is that a technical foul or a flagrant technical foul, right? We just need to know this. How do we adjudicate the play, etc., right? So let's say we have an intentional foul for excessive contact, grabbing the player by the neck and pulling them back by our player in white. And then we have a flagrant technical foul by our player in black. How would we adjudicate the play, right? We're going to need to get together as a crew and talk about and adjudicate all the things, right? Our offended player, white 23, would be eligible to shoot 2 free throws for the intentional foul. And then a player from white would shoot 2 for the technical foul, right? But our player is going to be disqualified now for a flagrant technical foul. So who's going to shoot their free throws? Obviously, their substitute will shoot those free throws, and then a player or eligible substitute from white will shoot those free throws, right? So we need to make judgments. We need to have opinions about both of those plays. We need to be aware how to adjudicate the situation. A layered play, we would call this, where there's something that happens, something else, so that we can get these situations correct in our own games. Oh, what would an episode be without a 9-3-3 play? Our ruling by our lead official here is that the player was the first to touch after returning to the court. Can this possibly be a correct ruling? No. But let's talk about all of the things on the play. Okay. Video's truncated, but obviously our player is leaving the court due to momentum and passing the ball in. A great save by visitor number 2. And then they, rather than taking a direct 90-degree angle back on the court and then going to the corner to receive, run to the corner, disregarding whether it's inbounds, out of bounds. It's almost like they're just playing basketball. And they run to the corner, receive the basketball, and a violation is ruled for a player returning to the court and being the first to touch upon returning. If a player leaves the court due to momentum and doesn't do it of their own volition, own volition means they willfully chose, I'm on the court, but I'm going to leave the court to go someplace else. I choose that. It is a willful act on my part. This player simply ends up out of bounds after making a great save due to momentum when there is no restriction on them being the first to touch upon returning. It has nothing to do with 9-3-3. Nothing. Okay. Now, you could also say, oh, wait, this is a player technical foul because they purposefully delayed their return or deceitfully delayed their return, right? Is that what happens on this play? No, it does not, right? This player is simply playing basketball. They want to get to the corner, etc. This is a legal play by rule. We have to stop conflating players returning to the court in this fashion as being illegal. It is simply not the intent of the rule that was introduced a couple of years ago or the modification to the rule. We have to get this stuff right. We have to get this stuff right. Okay, I'm going to go here and let's look at all of the things on this sequence. All right. We've got transition. Our center is in fantastic position. This is great position from the center. We haven't run away from the game. Ball goes to the front court. Now we need urgency from our center to be in position. Our trail's in great position. Our crew's in great position, right? We have a foul ruled, player technical, easy peasy business, obviously language by the player in blue, okay? Engagement with the coach here. Coach, no, it's not the time allow the coach to come onto the court and have a discussion with the official, right? We need to take care of business here. This is inappropriate in this situation, okay? Maybe your best friend, what have you. Also, note, at this point, look at the benches. This is high school basketball, man. right? So we've got benches that extend beyond the 28-foot line. We've got coaches encroaching on the table, using the bench area as their coaching box and not the 28-foot mark, right? What are our options when we come to a gym and this is the configuration? Game management sets the placement of the benches. But game management might just have a kid bring out the chairs and set them up, right? So we can always go to game management before the game and say, can you do this thing? I'd prefer if the benches are in, and they may say, okay, great. I didn't know, etc. But if we take care of business there, potentially we have less of an issue. But even if the benches are here, coaches don't get to use the last chair and be out of the coaching box if they stand and coach their team. So let's just take care of business in these situations. But man, it's high school basketball. Sometimes these situations just end up in our lap, right? Again, coaches out of their coaching box, coming onto the court, etc. Just not appropriate. We've got a player, they make their free throws. We have a throw-in, right? When we administer throw-ins at the division line and they throw the ball in the backcourt, who's officiating the backcourt? Come on, man. We need better positioning on plays like this. Right? Good job. Crew's in good shape. Center official in great shape. Again, we're still engaging with the coach somewhat. Young official. Good look. This very young ball handler. There is a play at which the coach could have no view, and he comes on the court and addresses our center official in this fashion. When this occurs in the game, here's what's going on. The coach wants a technical foul. He wants you to assess a technical foul on him. He knows he cannot do this. Give him what he wants. This is part of performative actions that coaches take. This is a technical foul. You got to it's just business, man, right? Crack the whistle, step away, assess the technical foul, and move on, right? We've got good play. Great call. White displacement on the rebound. We're in a state where the officials switch in this instance. That would be the proper move, according to NFHS mechanics, tragically. And we're, again, wandering coach. Tough area to work due to cheerleaders. Little casual move by our center. Oh, very quick count by a center who was trying to initiate a rotation. Traveling violation ruled. Move ahead here just a bit. Okay. There we go. Let's go here. Running some high-low action. We got an offensive foul ruled. Here's our blue coach. Again, this is not appropriate. Right? A warning. And he's going to persist and say, you guys are horrible. You're doing this. He wants a technical foul. Give him the technical foul. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. We'll move ahead. They call a timeout during the first of the technical foul free throws. And there we have it, right? So a good play to review, anytime we analyze game video, we're looking at all of the things, right? Just recognize in a high school situation, sometimes the benches put us in a tough spot. But at the same time, we have to take care of business. And we have to recognize that coaches will do performative things. Their team is losing by 16. They're, almost certainly going to lose the game. They are unhappy, etc. And they want to make a point. Maybe they want to fire up their team, etc. And they take these actions. Give them what they want. Give them what they want in this situation, right? And assess the technical foul. Hey, back at the start of the show, we had that jump ball play. You make the call play for play number 1. What did you have on play number 1? Let's look back and look at play number 1. All right, jump ball plays don't happen often in the game. Rules and restrictions, knowing the rules and restrictions for jump balls, sometimes we can become a little disconnected. And of course, at the start of any game, we step on the court, our center official, our tableside official rather, raises a hand, we're going to chop the clock. Are we, though, in those moments really ready to officiate the game? What do we have on this play? All right. So, standard configuration for a jump ball. One of our jumpers leaves their portion of the semicircle, their semicircle, part of the center circle, prior to their opponent touching the basketball. Is this a legal play? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself if you know these rules and restrictions, right? That's important as well. Do I know the rules and restrictions? This player leaves. The ball is contacted by the jumper. And now our jumper in white, note their position on the court. They're thinking ahead. They're saying, I'm not going to win this jump ball, so I'm going to leave and run to where I think they're going to try to tap the ball to. They contact the basketball, or maybe the non-jumper does, and white is off and running on a fast break. Is this all legal activity? And then we also have a non-jumper who steps into the semicircle. Okay. So a jumper must stay in the circle until the ball is contacted. The ball is released here. And our jumper is within the circle rather when the ball is contacted. This player is legal. They contact or potentially don't contact the ball there. That is legal. And white is off and running, right? This is a legal play by our jumper, right? We note one of their teammates, prior to the ball being touched, actually breaks the cylinder plane of the jump ball circle. You could say that's incidental to the play, but technically this, when she steps there prior to the touch, that would be a violation, right? So not a play we see every day. Sometimes we see plays where one of the jumpers doing the same thing leaves the circle prior to the ball being contacted. And in that instance, we would have a violation. But I believe that we do not have a violation by our jumper here. We have a legal play by rule. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Much appreciated. Special shout out to our show supporters. Much appreciated. Much love. There's always the opportunity to buy us a coffee. There's a link. Awesome. We have additional video content for you. take advantage of that. But in any event, we'll see you in the very next video. Take care, everybody.